The Calais Campbell saga with the Miami Dolphins is more than just a trade deadline story. It's a window into the inner workings of a team navigating the murky waters of loyalty, strategy, and ambition. Jared Campbell, Calais' brother, brought a fresh perspective to the table when he appeared on a podcast with comedian and Dolphins fan Mike Lenosi, shedding light on just how close Miami came to parting ways with the veteran defensive lineman. The situation started with reports that Miami declined an offer from the Baltimore Ravens for Campbell, a 2026 fifth-round pick. But Jared Campbell detailed a much more heated scenario, a full-blown bidding war for the 38-year-old veteran, with multiple teams, including the Cardinals, Bears, Commanders, Bengals, 49ers, and Ravens, throwing their hats into the ring. According to Jared, Miami initially leaned toward the Ravens' offer before the 49ers made a late push, offering a fourth-round pick. Head coach Mike McDaniel, however, wasn't having it. In a moment that was both revealing and raw, McDaniel reportedly intervened, making it clear that trading Campbell wasn't an option. The Dolphins were 2-6 at the time, a grim record, but McDaniel refused to let the team make a move that might signal they were throwing in the towel. He later addressed the matter, balancing humor and candor in his explanation. "Yes, the offer was real," McDaniel said, confirming the reports. "It wasn't like it was me versus Chris Greer, the GM. Chris has to think long-term and short-term. I may or may not have thrown an adult temper tantrum." The comment, while lighthearted, underscored the intensity of the moment. McDaniel was fighting not just for Campbell but for the spirit of the team. At 38 years old, Calais Campbell isn't just defying expectations, he's rewriting them. This is a player many assumed was nearing the end of his career, but instead, he's proving he still has gas in the tank. His impact on the field and in the locker room is undeniable. Trading him might have brought future assets, but it also would have sent a message to the team and the fans: Miami was giving up. McDaniel wasn't about to let that happen. And Campbell felt the love. Jared recounted how much the gesture meant to his brother. Calais was prepared to be traded. When they turned down a fourth-round pick for a 38-year-old guy on an expiring contract, he said, "You must really want me here." It made him feel valued. But this isn't just a story about one player. It ties into a broader philosophy within the Dolphins organization. The team has shown time and again that while they aim to do right by their players, the priority is always what's best for the franchise. The handling of Shaquille Barrett's situation is another example of this approach. Barrett, who signed with the Dolphins in March 2024 and later stepped away from football, recently expressed a desire to unretire. The Dolphins had a decision to make: activate him off the reserve/retired list or hold onto his rights and stick with the roster they've built. Ultimately, they opted for the latter, choosing stability over sentimentality. Barrett's case is especially poignant given the tragedy he endured, the loss of his 2-year-old daughter in April 2023. While the Dolphins' decision might seem cold, it's rooted in the brutal realities of NFL roster management. McDaniel addressed the situation with a mixture of empathy and pragmatism. "In talking with Chris, where our roster is at and the players that have earned the right to be on it, it's just a numbers game in the NFL," McDaniel explained. The timing wasn't ideal. It wasn't about whether he wanted to play here or somewhere else, it was about where we're at. The Dolphins' handling of both Campbell and Barrett reflects the constant push and pull of NFL decision-making. On one hand, there's the human element, the relationships, the loyalty, the emotions. On the other, there's the cold calculus of building a competitive team. For Campbell, the decision to keep him was a nod to his enduring value, both as a player and a leader. For Barrett, it was a reminder that the NFL is, above all else, a business. And for the Dolphins, these moments encapsulate the challenges of building a culture that balances heart and strategy. Campbell's future remains uncertain. He signed with Miami chasing a Super Bowl ring, and while the Dolphins' playoff hopes are alive, they're far from guaranteed. If the team finds itself out of contention as the season winds down, there's a chance they could waive Campbell, giving him an opportunity to join a contender. But for now, he's all in with Miami, and the team is all in on him. As for Barrett, his journey with the Dolphins appears to be on pause, though not necessarily over. His contract tolls into 2025, giving the team control of his rights moving forward. Whether he'll have a chance to suit up for Miami again remains to be seen, but the door isn't completely closed. These stories are more than just transactions and roster moves, they're chapters in the ongoing saga of a team striving to find its identity. The Dolphins are a franchise with history, heart, and high hopes. Decisions like these don't just shape the season, they shape the culture and the future of the team. In the end, the Campbell and Barrett situations highlight the human side of football, the emotions, the stakes, the sacrifices. For the players, the coaches, and the fans, it's about more than just the game. It's about the journey, the passion, and the belief that anything is possible, even when the odds seem stacked against you.